This is Cindy Dell again. This is part of the My First Sweater class. And in the sweater that we're knitting, one of the last things we'll do is fold down the edge. Now in this sample, you could leave it and it would be kind of a turtleneck or a mock turtleneck. But the pattern actually calls for us to turn the collar inward. She has you do it at the beginning, which is fine, and there are ways to do it. But in this instance, I'm having you do it at the end. And the reason I'm doing it that way is so that you can decide if you actually want a rolled collar or if you want to leave it as a turtleneck or a mock turtleneck. That's just a modification that you can make. Okay. Here is the end that we, this is our cast on. Okay, so we haven't woven in that end yet. That's for a different video, but I would leave this long. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, it's not a problem, but you can leave it long and use it to sew down the collar. And that also kind of shows us where to start. It's on the side of the sweater. Here's the arm. And here's where we would start. I've put in some removable markers here, and that shows me where to place my stitches. Now, if you looked at the weaving in ends, something that we did was demonstrate the smiles and the frowns. Smile, frown. This is a, okay, here's another, okay, here's a smile, frown, frown. There's a little bit harder to see. There's a smile right there. Notice the knit columns. You can tell it's a knit column because, oh, sorry. The knit column makes a V like this. The purl column looks like that. But it's going to be the reverse, so on the other side. So the stitches that are knit here are going to be purl on this side. So you're going to match up the columns, but they're going to be the opposite of what is on the right side. Okay, so when you turn it over like that, you're going to want to match up the knit with the purls. This is not an exact science. What I'm going to do is very loosely sew these together. And I'm going to use smiles. I've marked smiles. This one should be over one. Right here. So you want to go, yeah, there's a smile, here's another smile here. So basically what we're doing is going every other stitch. I love my little box. It's got a magnet on this side. It keeps all my stitch markers. Doesn't do well with the plastic, but all of these little ones are working. They work great. Okay. Here's the smiles. I'll put that in. Okay. We're going to assume that we've got this long loose end. And if you don't, then we'll weave in the ends. a little bit before we go into our seaming. Okay. We're just leaving kind of a loose end here. We'll be able to felt that in a little bit later. Okay. So this is a knit column. We're going to be picking up stitches on the purl column. Let's go a little further in. Let's pick up a V. Now, it doesn't matter really if you go in from the top or from the bottom. It doesn't matter. You're keeping the stitches fairly loose though. That's the key. So we're going to pick up that stitch right there. It's a little smile. Again, you're not going to want to pull this too tight. You're going to want the ends to meet here, but you're not going to pull it too tight. Just enough to sort of secure it. There's a smile. I'm checking. We're going to go in through this one and pick up that smile. There's another smile, so we'll go up through here. And here. The key to this is just making sure you keep them fairly aligned so that they don't kind of look shifty. They don't lay in a diagonal. Pick up the V right there. Up through the smile. Let's pick up another V. And the smile. What you're doing also is you're picking up the stitches at the very base of the ribbed collar. You're not going down here. You're keeping it here, right at the base. Okay, so we're going to pick up another V. This is the cast on edge right here. Pick up another smile. Okay, here's the next smile. Let's take a V here and pick up a smile. Here's the next smile. We'll pick up this V and the next smile. And we'll go all the way around. And what that does is it creates this really nice rolled collar. And here's where we sewed. You're not going to be able to see the stitches, and when we take out those stitch markers you won't see it. But it keeps it nice and secure, but it's not too tight. You want it to stretch. Remember, this has to go over your head. So you want it to stretch, so you're going to keep your stitches, very loose. It's just enough to secure it. The other part about this is if you say, oh, I decided I don't really want this, it's easier to take those stitches out. So that's picking up a rolled collar.